the one of the prime ministers or a foreign minister of relations from Cuba talking to a reporter over here, and she has some questions that she asked him about the negotiations between the United States and Cuba right now. Okay, so I want you guys to really closely pay attention and listen up. Check out how this man blames everyone else and everything else on the US and in other on other countries other than the dictatorship of Cuba, which are really behind the poverty and all the negativity going on in Cuba. I want you guys to pay attention and listen up really good, okay? Guys, let me know if y'all can hear it really good, okay? Put thumbs up in the chat if y'all can hear it really good. All right, guys, check it out. So I'm getting word that my sound is not very good. All right. So the whole point of this interview right here is that the United States, it's about to attack Cuba. Yes, they're about to attack Cuba. All right. They're gonna pick up some of the higher ups in the dictatorship of in the illegitimate dictatorship that is running the Cuba right now. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my sound together. I'm gonna plug in my devices, my speaker, all my stuff, so that you guys can get a better sound. And then I'm gonna redo the live again so that you guys can understand how these people over here, the Cuban government, the Cuban regime, is completely at fault for everything that's going on in Cuba. Don't let the liberal propaganda fool you into really believing that there's some sort of blockade. There has never been a blockade from the United States to Cuba. In fact, you can look up how high-end vehicles from the United States and things like jacuzzis and a bunch of luxury items have always been being shipped from the United States to Cuba, right? The thing is that the people who are receiving those high-end goods is the Cuban government, not the people of Cuba. The people of Cuba are starving from no food, lack of water, lack of food, lack of electricity, while the Cuban government fattens their pockets, and they don't suffer from power outages. They don't suffer from anything. They live a good life, which is the life that all the Cubans deserve, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up my speakers. I'm gonna set up my sound system and everything so that we can redo this live again, because I want you guys to really take a look at the entire interview, right? So that you guys can understand how sick and senile, right? These people are. These people are sick. All they do is blame others. They never take accountability for their own actions. And the reason why Cuba is in the position that they're in the state that it's in the state of poverty and in the state of decay that it's because of the illegitimate Cuban government. Okay? So I'm going to set up my sound, all my stuff, and I'll be right back to you guys. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. Please hit the share, like, and subscribe button, and I'll be right back. Thank you.